Hello, I'm going to be going through how to play Final Battle Captain Hook. I feel like this is a Tsum that a lot of people actually don't understand how to play, or a lot of people don't know how to play. So I'm going to go through this Tsum and how you can actually improve playing with this Tsum. And before I go through into the tutorial, right, I need to explain one big thing about this Tsum and what makes this Tsum so unique and honestly very exciting. And the thing that I wanted to say is that when you first play this Tsum, if you ever get it, if you already have it from the premium box a while ago, or you might get it after in a select box or in the JP version as well, when you for your first time, you're never going to get a good score or good coins. For myself, I have Captain Hook skill 4 now, and when I first got it, I think it was skill 3, and I managed to get a whopping 700 coins playing this Tsum. I had no clue how to play this Tsum. It was so hard, and I almost gave up. But fortunately, the same thing applies for literally everybody who plays this Tsum. Even the best Captain Hook players, the first time they played it, they were horrible. You know, I'm a pretty good Captain Hook player as well. I've gotten like 50k coins with skill 4, and I'm pretty sure that's more of a decent decent record. But the first time I played it, I got 700. So yeah, it's really hard at the start. The most important part with this Tsum is that you just have to keep playing. You have to ignore the fact that you got 700 coins. You just have to keep practicing and practicing. So I'm gonna start off with this. I have a recording here. I'm pretty sure this is when I got 100 million. This is very, very loud. Yeah, I'm gonna be charging up the skills. Not much to be said here. Honestly, you just want to charge up the skill as fast as possible. Now here, this is the first place that I am gonna talk about, right? When the skill starts, right? Actually, this is not a good place to pause. Here we go. Now here, a big hook Tsum right in the middle is gonna pop up like very soon or later. But as you can see, during this skill animation, you can actually see behind the Tsums. For example, like you can actually spot a few of the hook Tsums. There's one here, 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 right? Yeah, there we go. So you're actually able to look at where all the hook Tsums are before the skill starts, and then right after the skill starts, you can start chaining where you see. I don't know where I'm gonna chain. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna chain like this, or I'm gonna either chain like this or chain like this. We'll see. We'll see what I do here. Bar. There we go. Boom. Yeah, a chain like that one. Yeah, here we go. And we're gonna go here. Now this is another good place to look at to find your Tsums, right? Because you can actually quite clearly and brightly see where the Tsums are. So we're gonna spot 1, 2, 3 hook Tsums. 3 hook Tsums right here, right? And we're gonna see that, and we're gonna be like, oh, okay, let's chain one of those. So here I'm probably going to chain like this, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Okay, so there's a good pattern and a bad pattern when chaining this Tsum, right? When chaining during the skill with this Tsum. So you can see that after the slash, the first one, I'm actually gonna go forward a little bit. There we go. Yeah, now you can actually clearly see a bit better. You can see that this part got cleared, right? This part got cleared. I'm gonna use a different color. This part, right? And this part stayed still, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the reason why it's important, right? Because I'm gonna go back a little bit. Go back to when I was able to charge up the skill here. Boom, here, right? When it starts right here, right? It's very important to know and to visualize that. I'm gonna use yellow again. That this part, this is going to be, that's a horrible drawing. This is going to be cleared. So Tsums that are in this section is going to be cleared. And for this Tsums, you want to keep as much hook Tsums as possible so that you are able to continuously combo the chain during the skill, because this Tsum has a very short skill duration. In fact, it's 1.5 seconds, so you have to really quickly chain, and for you to really quickly chain, you want to keep a lot of Tsums here. So the reason why I chained like, I'm pretty sure I chained like this. I forgot, but I completely forgot already. But the reason why I did that, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there we go, is that if I don't chain, I'm gonna go back slightly. Not a good one, then. Boom, there we go. The reason why I chained this and this Tsums, honestly, the best thing you should have done, to be honest, is to chain here, here, and here. Because the reason is, the square that I just drew earlier, like this one, you can see that these two Tsums are in this zone, right? And let's say I chain like this, right? If I chain like that, I'm gonna be able to use the skill, right? However, this Tsum and this Tsum are going to be cleared by the swipe regardless. It's going to be cleared by the swipe regardless. So that's basically 2 my Tsums wasted. And you might actually run out of the hook Tsums later on if you do it like this. So the best thing to do is to chain like this. However, honestly, I made a mistake here and I chained like this, which is fine. I guess better to not make a mistake rather than to chain the best place possible. That's why I chained here. So we're going to go back. We're going to go forward a little bit. After right here, boom, there we go. Yeah, good place to pause here. Yeah, now here where I'm gonna bring the same thing here. Remember this one? I don't know which colors I used, but I'm pretty sure I did like this and the red here. Okay, now I'm gonna explain where you should always optimally chain for every single combo of the skill. So honestly, you have 1, 2, 3, one Tsum here, one Tsum here, and one Tsum here. Now, the best chain to do here, I'm just gonna say it right now, is this. And the reason why you want to do that is the best place to clear is always in this yellow part, and the second highest priority is this red part. The third priority is going to be the green part, right? So the reason why is that remember, with this Tsum, you want to keep as much Tsums, my Tsums, as possible. So you want to get rid of the least amount of Tsums, right? A bit unorthodox. I feel like for most Tsums, you'd want to clear a lot of my Tsums, but for this one, you want to keep as much Tsums as possible. And the reason, I feel like this yellow zone, it's kind of obvious why you want to clear first. The reason why you want to clear this side first before this one is because I'm actually gonna go through like this, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna chain like this, right? Watch this. I trust myself, I feel like. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna go back a little bit, and I want you to I'll go back. Boom. And I want you to focus on these groups of Tsums, right? These group of Tsums, the one I put on green last time. I want you to very much focus on that when I do the next swipe. Boom. You can see that the one that I just circled a bit before is probably ending up in like here right now. And some probably ended up getting swiped here as well. The reason, I mean, not much reason behind why it's happening. Basically what's happening is because the Tsums get cleared sideways like this, right? These Tsums, green, these Tsums on top, when the bottom gets swiped, the bottom part, which I'm looking at is here. When this gets cleared, these green Tsums, or not really green Tsums, but the Tsums inside this green zone, it's gonna fall down, and it's gonna fall down, and it's basically gonna end up in this green zone. So, what's happening is basically, if you don't clear the Tsums in the green, it's gonna fall down to the yellow zone, and it's gonna get swiped regardless if you don't clear it, right? So basically, what I want to say is, I'm gonna get rid of all the jungles here, and boom, I'm gonna bring back these spawn point, these things again. It looks like a flag of some kind. Yeah, basically, when you swipe, right, when you pull out when you chain after, after the first skill, only the yellow part gets cleared. But after the second skill, since basically this part's the yellow part is gonna be empty, these Tsums and the yellow part is gonna be cleared. So you wanna clear this one first. Now that the reason why you're not gonna chain the last red part is kind of obvious. It's because these two has to be more prioritized. But as you can see, since it's in this corner, we'll go back a little bit. Actually, I'm actually gonna keep this visual, and I will look. So there we go. Yeah, we're gonna see that. Boom. The yellow part. My drawing is horrible, but basically you can basically see. So this yellow part gets cleared. This green part is gonna fall sooner or later to this yellow zone. It's gonna fall like this. Like it's gonna fall to this the yellow zone. Sorry. And I want you to focus on the red zone, basically. On the next skill. Boom. And you can probably notice that these Tsums just stayed mostly exactly the same. Some just fell down, like rocks from a cliff, into this yellow zone. But most of these Tsums here is not going to be cleared. That's why you want to, if you see a lot of Captain Hook Tsums on this yellow part, the red part here, sorry, you mostly want to keep it there as like an emergency for when you run out of Tsums in the yellow zone and the green zone, right? So I think I'm gonna face some kind of problems like that sooner or later. Actually, I think we might actually be able to look at it pretty here. Yeah, you can see that there's one Tsum here and there's one Tsum here. There's actually no more Captain Hook Tsums. So the only way to do it is, unfortunately, I have to sacrifice this one in the red zone. But I'm gonna chain like this. This Tsum and this Tsum is gonna be clear. Boom, like that. And it's gonna fall down. And I'm gonna get a swipe. Literally the same thing here. I mean, yeah, same thing. There's only two Tsums here, two Tsums. This is only this one and this one. So I'd basically want to clear it like this. And here is a great place to talk about the second part, which is how the big hook Tsum work, right? So the fastest way to get a 3 chain is to do, let's say if there was enough gap to go through here, you'd probably want to go something like 1 2 3 or 1 2 3. This is the fastest way. So basically what I'm saying is, if it's available to you, that is what you are supposed to do. Let's say if let's say the 2 jetpack aliens are Captain Hook Tsums, if it's like that, you should always go like boom boom or boom boom like that, okay? Because that's gonna be really fast. However, sometimes it's not like that. You have it some maybe like here and here, and you might have noticed already that between the big hook Tsum and the small hook Tsums, you can chain as far as you want. Like even if the hook Tsum is here and here, it's going to be able to chain. However, during the skill time, you're not going to be able to chain far between small Tsum and a small Tsum. Like this is not going to be close. This is not going to be able to chain, probably, but this and this is probably going to be able to chain, right? So the best way, not the fastest, but the best way to chain is to go from small to big to small. Because basically what this is that you can chain wherever you want. If the Tsum is here and here, you can go like this. If the Tsum is like, for example, here and here, you're going to be able to go everywhere. Basically, you're able to chain everywhere, right? But if you do it from like this, this, and this, you're kind of limiting yourself, kind of. But it is the faster way. So if it's available to you, then you should always do it. However, I'm pretty sure this is not going to connect. So what I'm going to do is probably like this, or maybe the opposite way. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. Boom. This is a great place to talk about another skill, right? We only have one Tsum here. Problem. Huge problem, right? What I should do here is I'm gonna talk about Captain Lightyear. Completely different Tsum. I'm pretty sure I have like a video of Captain Lightyear playing as I'm editing this video right now. Basically, what Captain Lightyear's skill does is that you're able to tap towards the top of the screen, like here, and then you are able to clear the Tsums that are still not fallen into the screen, but it's still actually existent. So there's in Tsum, right, in this game, there's some Tsums that are like just here waiting to be dropped, right? And you're actually able to chain onto that Tsum, onto these Tsums. You're actually able to chain on these Tsums. So if there's only one or maybe even 0 Tsums to chain, what you want to do is you want to chain like boom, boom, right? And then after that, you want to go towards the top of the screen and then juggle, like move around your fingers like randomly. And I'm not even kidding. This is what I actually do. I chain like this and I'm just going to move my fingers up randomly. And as soon as I'm able to chain on the third Tsum, I'm going to release it and the hook Tsum is going to the hook skill is going to activate. So hopefully this is what happens here because I'm not too sure. There we go. Yeah. I don't know if you saw, that was pretty quick like that. You can see it's a V Tsum. It was kind of slow. Like it was like a boom boom boom, like a Nike logo or Czech logo maybe. Yeah, this basically that's what I did there. Now everything else, I'm gonna follow again here. Exact same thing here happening again. Only one Tsum. So what I'm gonna do is boom boom, and I'm just gonna randomly move my fingers. Oh, actually, as I said that, there's actually a Tsum here. Pretty hard to spot. Yeah, sorry. So I'm gonna go probably like this. Really hard to see that one. But yeah, so remember the 3 regions that I talk about, the yellow middle, the green top, and the red bottom. No, sorry, the green bottom and the red top, the triangles. This does apply, but sometimes, honestly, most of the time, you're only going to be able to see 2 or 3 hook Tsums to chain. So this is what's going to happen, and this is a pretty good skill to have. Boom, there we go. Now this one is exactly what I talked about here a while ago, right? Grab my pen here. So I have a Tsum here, which is in the green region. The yellow region is empty at this point. And then we have the red zone here. So, the best thing to do right here is to, of course, ignore this one because it's in the green region and you want to ignore it as much as possible. We have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 Tsums now. Yeah. So now you can see that actually there's 2 Tsums adjacent to each other. The mini Tsums, the mini hook, or not really a mini hook, a normal size hook, but we'll call it a mini hook for now. And you can see that there's 2 together, right? So now this is the part that I talked about earlier where you want to chain like 1, 2, 3 instead of going like 1, 2, 3, right? Because honestly, if you try to do it like this, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get stuck because the screen is automatically gonna chain to this one, right? So anyways, you wanna just go really quick boom or really quick boom because that's gonna kind of, save you a little like milliseconds of time instead of going like 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You see how fast that was? I'm gonna see if I can do it again. If I can show you guys again go back a little bit. Boom. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, honestly, I can't believe I haven't said this yet, but the number 1 rule on Hook Tsum, Final Battle Captain Hook, is to always only chain 3, including the big one. I'm talking 1, 2, 3, right? Only 1, 2, 3. If you want to chain more, I feel like you're throwing your game, okay? You don't want to farm more coins because if you chain like, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You are wasting this Tsum heavily. You might be able to chain like this, right? And then maybe no hook Tsums fall from the top and you're stuck there. Okay, so you don't want that happening. So you want to save the Tsum. You always want to go for a 3 chain. This is the similar story here. We're going to ignore the one in the green region and we're going to go these 2 instead. And we're going to go, since it's adjacent to each other, we're going to go really quick 1, 2, 3. Or is it 1, 2, 3? I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, really quick as well. Boom. Yeah, the skill clears. The skill looped here. You can see if you want to be better, you should always aim for 7 to 8 swipes to loop. I'm pretty sure it's around 7 to 8. Not too sure. It might actually change between skills. Again, I'm not too knowledgeable on that since I don't even have this Tsum skill 6. Yeah, this is another good one. So I am not sure on what I'm gonna change here. The reason being, okay, so if you have watched the video carefully enough, you're gonna see that the only correct answer to do is like this. Yeah, so this is for phone users, okay? I'm not talking about iPad users. If you use iPad or a big tablets, for example, or maybe even a big phone, if you use this is kind of irrelevant. But sometimes, because the screen is so small, right? When the big Tsum is like this big Tsum, and the small Tsum is like this, if you try to grab onto this Tsum, chain here, and then go like this, sometimes it's gonna bug out, and the screen is going to think you are grabbing this part of the big Tsum instead of this mini one, right? So, if you are scared of that, and since I've already got the skill to loop, it doesn't matter how much more swipes you do. So, if you are really scared of that one, you can go like this. You can go like this. I allow you. If it's like these situations, right? Because it's more safer. I feel like this gets you always one more chain to do, right? However, if you make a mistake and then you can't chain anymore, that's 0 chains. And 1 is always more than 0, right? Also, since this Tsum is a bit farther away from this big Tsum, you can also go like this. Like this. I mean, this is the best thing to do. But honestly, swiping from the top to bottom is really hard to do on a small screen, speaking from experience. So I don't know if I'll do like this or like this. Hopefully I do this, because this is technically or ethically the correct answer. Okay, the skill just finished. Yeah, I didn't think of that one. Now, I'm gonna talk about this part right here. When the new skill starts, right? By the way, if the skill loops, you can immediately pop it back as soon as the skill finishes. Boom. There we go. You can see just before this, few frames before this. Yeah, this is a great frame. You'll see that actually the big Tsum that was there from earlier just decided to shrink itself. It's now here. And you have a new big Tsum spawning here. Then you have one here, one here, one here. And yes, now I'm pretty sure you guys would already know. But the best thing to do is to go like this or to go like this. You can even go like this, or if you're really tricky, you can actually go onto the roof here. I don't know what I'll do here, because there's 3 correct answers. There's this, and there's going to the roof. No clue what I'm gonna do here, but you can actually use this, because this is I'm gonna actually go back to the regions. I know I've done this 10 million times already. I'm pretty sure you guys are already knowledgeable enough for this, but you can see that actually this Tsum is already on the yellow region, so it's going to be cleared regardless. So you want to clear this Tsum. Clearing this Tsum is kind of a must, right? So 1 2 3 1 2 3 or 1 2 3. Not this, because this Tsum is on the green region, so you're not gonna chain that. We'll see what I do here. Okay, there we go. I did it the ethical way, like 1 2 3. Honestly, that's basically it for Captain Hook Tsum. It's really confusing at first, but this is a Tsum that you kind of just get a hang of it, and you get better at. So I'm just gonna go summarize. Okay, to summarize, I'm gonna bring back the good old regions, or sections I should call it. There we go. The first thing is to here, look at where the Tsums are here. Okay, during this skill animation, look at where it is. Identify, go like there's one Tsum here. Why does my pen look very light? There we go. One Tsum here. One, you can't kind of see it, but there's one Tsum here and there's one Tsum here. So you want to chain like this. So you have to kind of imagine that in your head when the skill is going. Okay. Second thing, always the priority 1 is this yellow region. Priority 2 is the red one, and you should always, mostly, never chain on the green one unless you have to. Okay. If you run out of Tsums, juggle towards the top of the screen your fingers, blah blah blah, until you can hear some Tsums getting connected. You can chain really far away between a big Tsum and a normal Tsum, but you can't chain farther away from normal Tsum to a normal Tsum. That's basically it. Thanks.